Welcome back, you beautiful people. We are here with another episode of Mix It Up. I am Soji the Great. Alongside me is my guy as always.
It's me, the one and only, Jamar Lee.
You sure there's not another one?
It better not be.
I'm just asking.
I mean, it might be. God is a miracle worker. Jamar Lee .513. And with us is our brother from years. We used to call him Big Country. I don't know if that's fit right now.
Slim down a little bit.
Slim down.
How about Fit Country?
Fit Country.
Fit Country.
Fit Country.
You like it?
I ain't changing Instagram, but we'll rock with it.
A cool
Big
brother,
Country.
man. Big Country. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Let them know
What's
what
going
you
on, man? Big Country man from ATL, man. You know these guys back in the day from Cincinnati State days,
yep.
man. I resided in the A, man, but I came back up for the weekend, man, for some family birthdays, man. Some of the homies out come through and check it out.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
you coming through, man.
Fit Country.
It's been a while.
It's been a while,
He's been
man.
supporting us, so please go show him some love at his Instagram page. It's big_country45.
And make sure y'all follow him for motivation too, because this man be running marathons.
Definitely. We gonna get into that.
Yeah,
we gonna get into that later. So before we get into the show, let me shout out the social media sites. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Not gonna say it.
Yep. Not today.
Snapchat. By searching at mixitup.513. Also, please check out our YouTube. Please like, comment, subscribe, follow, watch the videos multiple times as much as you want to at Mix Space It Up. Mix Space
Yep.
It Up 513. Or Mix Space It Up. If you like that better, we might do that too.
No, we won't. Because I just
got vetoed.
I'm there. It took me a while to remember Mix Space It Up, so we not changing that shit at all.
You can also find us on our podcast.
Yes.
On Anchor, Apple, Google, and Spotify. By searching Mix It Up, just search for our logo. And you can check out any episode. We got 4 episodes up right now. We just started this year, so this will be our 5th episode.
Yeah.
And I believe this is episode 29.
29, I think so.
So we're gonna call this episode Eric Berry.
Forgot about
Episode
Barry.
Eric Berry.
I forgot about Barry.
Hope he make a comeback, man.
No, he won't.
You don't think he will?
Nope. Sorry.
From cancer?
No.
He's good.
Hey, this is his second time, right? Second time battling cancer.
He chose to sit out this year. He was supposed to play. That'd have been nasty. Him
I thought
back there.
I thought he battling it again. Okay.
Cool.
All
That's
right.
why they say he's one of those free agents that somebody could pick up.
Then he should make a comeback. I thought he was battling
he
again.
does.
He's a nice DB.
Oh, I love him.
Yeah.
Love him.
So go ahead, Shaw.
Man, so let's get into it, man. So we just witnessed a fight last night.
Yes.
Most thought about Wilder versus Fury.
Anticipated. Yep.
I didn't get a chance to watch it myself, but I caught highlights of each round.
Pitiful.
So we'll get into the guys. So we'll go right to Jamar Lee, the one and only. How'd you feel about the fight, man?
I was logic. I knew that Fury was gonna win. Logic and Fury being a fighter, I knew he was gonna win. Something deep down inside me convinced me that Wilder's gonna pull it off.
One shot.
I just knew that Wilder was gonna pull it off. But if I was using logic, because I was going back and forth, like Fury is more of a dominant fighter.
Absolutely.
But Wilder, he always has that puncher chance. Always has that puncher chance.
All it takes is one.
Just one. That's that one calculated bloop. It don't have to be a bloop bloop. It just got to be that bloop.
Be that one.
And I was just like, man, Tyson gonna win. No, Wilder gonna. Oh man, Wilder gonna win. And I was like, I'm settling with Wilder. But when Tyson came out and was in Wilder's face, the whole fucking fight.
He brought it to him.
Oh my, like no one has, and he exposed so much. I'm not gonna, all my boxing fans know what was exposed. But it was just, he was in his face. Wilder finally got exposed because Dylan and I have been going back and forth about Wilder. And Dylan liked Wilder, and I'm going to give it to him. But there's a lot of stuff that Wilder needs to work on as a boxer.
Oh, sure.
So I'm like, all right, bloop, 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 bloop. And Dylan was getting mad because Fury was getting away with hitting him in the back of the head.
I saw one week.
However, if your hands are down, you are definitely welcoming that shit. So I was just like, after the first knockout, I'm like, it's done. It's over. It's over. And Wilder would never come back unless he goes to a training camp that teaches him how to box. Not fight. Box. Unless he goes to a camp that teaches him how to box, everybody else is going to expose him. So, that's my thought.
What about you, Fit Country?
Man, like you, man, I didn't get to watch the fight, but I watched a couple highlights here and there, man. And my philosophy is in any sport, you have to work at your craft. You just can't come into it like Wilder, just want to fight with no technique, no. He might have had a strategy or a game plan, but it looked like that got thrown out the window real early when Fury came at him. So, like you said, I don't know too much about boxing, but if Fury had the background and the skills to do it, man, like you said, he exposed him real quick and knocked him down the third round, I believe, and then came back for another knockdown and that final knockdown in the seventh.
It was over. You know
what I'm saying? Like Drago and the Creed and threw the towel in, man.
Yep.
And I saw somewhere where it said it might have been best to throw the towel in because he didn't know what.
He couldn't stand. And I don't know if his equilibrium was messed up.
They said that because his ear was
his ear, and he just had a bunch of things going on and did too much.
And I was like, he's not sitting on his punches. He might have went to training camp, but the training camp that he went to was not right.
Yeah, but Fury did say that he respected him because when he got knocked down, he got right back up. It lasted until round 7. So, you know, I really don't watch a lot of boxing, but it was a pretty good fight. It's just the highlights that I saw.
Yeah.
I thought Fury won the first fight. If he didn't get knocked down, I thought Fury would. It should never went to this. It should never been a split. I thought Fury won it, so for him to win this, it didn't surprise me so much. Thought Wilder did a great job hyping the fight, but like you said, if you watch boxing, you know Wilder got a lot to work on as far as technique wise. You know, like you said, his guard, his defense, and things like that. However, I think there's gonna be a rematch.
Probably.
There's gonna be a rematch. Who you guys would think will win that one?
It depends on the training camp. He can't go back to the same training camp, and that's why
you'll find out real quick.
Yeah, and I keep telling. That's what I was telling Dylan. I'm like, man,
does it motivate him to do that though?
It should.
It should, but 4 months of training ain't gonna do nothing. It's like he's gonna have to. Cause what Dylan told me is they're supposed to fight again at the end of summer. But he's gonna have to push that out because he has to get that technique. If he goes in there with that same game plan, the same stance, and not able to switch and roll with punches and kind of lean into the punches and know how to throw that jab and stop ducking when you go into the body, it's over. Because that's what Tyson's doing. Tyson's waiting for that. Like, oh, you gonna bop bop. You gonna keep your head down, bop bop. And what Tyson did better than we did last fight is he not only did you bring it to him, but he wasn't throwing his whole body down and clinching and waiting for open himself up for that one punch TKO. Because he was just, instead of ducking and bringing his whole body down, he was, all right, I know I'm gonna get hit. I know I am. But let's see if you can take my hits now. And that was a difference maker. He brought it to him, and Wilder was not ready for that. And his defense, I have always said it, Dylan, no, I've always said it, his defense sucks.
So let me say this. I think if it goes, when they fight again, just because it's the sport of boxing and they need the money, I think Fury's going to win the next. And I'm sorry, I think Wilder will win the next one. Because then there's going to be a tiebreaker.
I don't think they want to see each other for fourth time.
They might, but don't the loser have the clause to...
It depends on if...
Well, he was a champion.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So if... Now that Fury's...
So Wilder beats Fury next round, then Fury...
It all depends on the contract.
Keep going back and forth.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because that's going to be the rubber match. Because they had the tie. This one, Fury won. I believe Wilder's going to win the next one. Then there's going to be the rubber match. And I think that'll be the end of the saga.
I don't know.
Both of their bank accounts looking real
But that's what I'm saying. This is the sport of boxing wins. Their bank accounts win.
It's a win-win.
It was an ugly fight, and I'm sitting there. The dude next to me, I don't even know his name. It was just some random dude. Him and his girl or wife was sitting next to me, and I'm like, "Come on, man! At least put on a good fight. Like, put on a decent fight." And Wilder, he just couldn't. Like, the first 2 or 3 rounds was all right, cool. But then it was just like, come on, like, I want you to win. I really want you to win. And then it came in like, put on a good fight. And then it was just like the 4th or 5th round. Call it, ref. Call it.
It's over.
Call it. He getting his ass whooped. He can't stand, and I was just like, it's over. You just putting your boxer out. So,
I think he was upset AB got arrested. That's my opinion.
Man, shut the fuck up. Next subject.
That's my opinion.
The next subject.
That's my opinion. AB.
Not on this show.
Alright, man. We're going to talk a little NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So, we've been talking about this for a couple weeks now, for a few weeks.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
What you brought up to me was that you thought Larry Johnson, grandmama, has similar skill set to LeBron, right? Is that what you...
No. Larry Johnson was the blueprint for the early LeBron when he came into the league. So when LeBron got drafted, up until his second or third year in Miami, I think their styles mimic each other. And now, let's get this clear. I'm not saying that LeBron is not the superior player. I'm just saying the blueprint. Just like Michael Jordan was Kobe's blueprint. The blueprint. And if you think about it, Larry Johnson played in 92, 93? And the forwards weren't allowed to shoot. They weren't allowed to dribble. Larry Johnson changed that.
Charles Barkley did.
Charles Barkley he was a 4 or 5. He was a 4 or 5,
Larry
right?
Johnson was a 4.
Okay, cool. I get you. But I'm saying
Sean Kemp.
Don't you do that.
Why?
Don't you do that. No.
Why?
No, I'm not putting
why?
Because
what?
Because I'm not
what?
no.
Don't get mad. Why?
Larry Johnson to me was a blueprint. He ran it. Yeah, to me.
Okay.
And I actually look at it like when LeBron runs the court, his court vision, Larry Johnson didn't have the supreme court vision like LeBron did, but he was able to dish the ball off. He knew where his players were and where they were supposed to be. The three ball, when Larry Johnson, even when he went to Arizona, he still had that the money 3 ball, especially when he was in Carolina. He ran the floor. He was that same locomotive that everyone's saying LeBron was, and he commanded the team. If you command the team when you got Muggsy Bogues, Grant, and I forgot who else was on their team, and you able to supervise that and command and take charge of that, I don't understand. When LeBron came in the league, I still think Larry Johnson was the blueprint.
I don't agree with that.
I get it.
I don't agree with that. And let me tell you why. Because I think if you're going to say the blueprint for LeBron was anybody, I believe it's Magic. Because there's only a couple people that can run the 1 through 5. That's Magic. He did it. LeBron can do that.
I get it. But
also, if he was the blueprint, you would never in the organization trade that man to the New York Knicks for Anthony Mason.
That was in his
year 4 or 5. That was in his 4 to 15.
I get it.
Never.
But New York was a supreme power. Come on now.
Never. No. If you're Charlotte, you would never trade him.
Look, but New York, New York had the means to do that back then.
But you would never do that.
If that's like saying you would never trade.
You would never trade LeBron? Exactly.
No, like you would never trade Mac.
You would never trade Magic?
No, you wouldn't.
Exactly.
But that's like saying if you and you're rebuilding
you're saying that he's the blueprint, and I'm telling you why my reasons are, as well as a few people that I've talked to as well, because I want to make sure I wasn't tripping. Because when I looked at the videos that you sent me, the most blueprint thing that I saw was the athleticism. Handles not as well. I didn't say that. No.
I know,
that's what I'm saying. I'm just telling you what I'm saying. The athleticism is there. The handles, they're both subpar. LeBron has a superior passing.
I think LeBron is better than Larry.
That's what I mean. Yeah. If so. But the passing, it goes to LeBron as well.
Right.
So, I mean, the defense, it can come either way because younger LeBron, prime LeBron played D. As well as Larry Johnson. But there was a reason why he was traded for Anthony Mason.
I think the reason behind the trade is because New York could do it. That's the only reason. New York had the means, money, and operation to do it. Now, go ahead.
I think what he was trying to tell, when I think I might side with them, is that if you have a caliber player like LeBron and Charlotte would believe in him, they would have never let that trade happen. You know what you were kind of alluding to?
Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. You would never.
I mean, if it was a different era back then, that would.
That's what I'm saying. If you're saying the blueprint, if you're thinking this guy
is the superstar, he's taking me to the final.
Oh no, I'm not saying that because
they should never let him go.
Because you got to remember, back then the 3 and 4, I'm just saying, weren't allowed to do what LeBron's allowed to do today.
They stay in the paint, that's it.
Yeah. So if Larry Johnson's coming in, he's shooting 3 balls, and he's putting the team on his back. I don't understand how that's not like LeBron. If he's running the court and he knows he's not supposed to, he knows that he's not supposed to.
Isn't this an example of him not being LeBron, not leading the team? You're not going to trade that leader.
But the coaches in the organization wouldn't allow that to happen.
There's different eras.
Exactly.
So I'm the only thing I'm saying is the way he ran the court was like LeBron. I will
tell you who was traded because he caused a disruption, even though he was a superstar player.
Who?
Chuck.
Oh yeah,
several times.
Yeah,
similar to what I'm telling you with Grandmama.
But the thing that I'm saying the blueprint is him running the floor, because the 3 and 4 weren't allowed to do that.
If you're telling me because I get what you're saying, like it was out of the ordinary for somebody to do that back then, and you're saying that that's what Larry Johnson was doing for LeBron. Now, I understand that concept. But when I tell you that people that's done it, like Charles, Chuck, as I said, Sean Kemp has did it, you could even put Pippen there because Pippen was 6'8", ran a small order power.
Pippen did run.
But nah, Pippen was a certified 2-3.
No, he was small. Jordan played the 2 guard.
Ron Harper ran the 1.
Yes, or Steve Kerr. Or B.J. Armstrong.
Okay. I mean, Steve Kerr was a big man.
Yeah.
Or B.J. Armstrong.
I'll give you that.
That's what I'm saying. So you could even put Pippen in there because he was a big for it.
But Pippen would not run the floor with as much power and intent as LeBron or Grandmama would.
Pippen done yoked on some motherfuckers.
He did, and one of the most famous dunks was Pippen on Irvin. No, Ewing on Ewing. But the power identical. The force identical. The court vision, even though
I will also go ahead, my bad.
Even though Larry Johnson wasn't allowed to pass the ball and bring the ball up as often as he did, when he did, it was either he going to the rack or he created opportunities for his teammates.
But and then also you said that he had a dominant point guard, right? Mm-hmm. In Muggsy. So yeah. That's why you're not gonna let him bring up the rack. But LeBron has never played with a dominant point guard.
He had Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie's not.
No.
Kyrie's not really. Kyrie's not your traditional point guard back in the day.
Okay, you know what? Since we're talking about that, okay. Now let's say hold on. You're right. Now let's just say it like this. Just like Sham God was the blueprint for the point guards now, I'm saying Grandmama was the blueprint for LeBron. That's how I'm saying it. How about that?
I agree with you saying that's how you saying it.
Shut up.
I agree with that.
I'm not a LeBron fan.
That's what I'm not. I respect LeBron. I'm not necessarily LeBron.
I respect him as a player.
Yeah,
I just don't like him.
If people, the way I'm saying it is, if people can say Sham God is how people develop into the point guard now, I'm saying LeBron developed into no, I'm using develop wrong because LeBron has surpassed a lot of players. I can't say that. If people say that Sham God is brought to the game what point guards are doing now, I'm saying Larry Johnson brought to the game what LeBron did when he first came to the league.
I will also say this. In the articles that you sent me, the most common people that I saw that related articles to that was Chuck and Zion to Larry Johnson. That was in there. That was at the bottom.
I can't see Zion being like Grandmama.
Zion gonna be out the league in 6 years anyway.
Yeah,
Zion.
He gonna have bad knees.
I can't see Zion.
If he continues learning how he landed,
and he has to drop weight.
Yeah, that too. I think Zion will be in the league for a long time. That guy's really dominant right now. He's
but
killing it.
I think Zion. I don't even know who Zion reminds me of. But
he reminds me of a Blake Griffin guy. Comes in, does dunking. But hopefully he doesn't follow the blueprint for Blake Griffin because Blake Griffin never evolved this game. He can't shoot. Zion actually can shoot, distribute, dribble. You know what I'm saying? Powerful dunks. I'll give him the powerful dunks, but You know what I'm saying? He's gonna do that for so long.
Yeah.
At his weight, if he drops like 15, 20 pounds.
That's where the comparison was, and I could see it because Zion is 6'6". He's just a lot heavier than Grandma Watt was. Larry Johnson is 6'6", 6'7" as well. And they also play
wear and tear a lot easy.
Yeah,
and he had years in college that he was dunking on people.
So. For sure, that's why I said if he learns how to land properly, he'll extend his career and lose weight, like you said. And this guy's just taking it over right now.
I will give you the facts that after his second year, LeBron, after his second year in Miami up until now, he does have similar traits to Magic. But you also have to remember Big O too. Because some nights he play like Big O.
LeBron is not like Big O.
You don't think so?
Not at all. No. Big O had that mentality where I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna score. You can't check me. Magic was a distributor. That's what Magic did.
But when he went back to Cleveland, you don't think he had that Big O mentality?
Who, LeBron?
Yeah.
He went back to
Cleveland because he had Kyrie and Kevin Love.
But you don't think he had that mentality like, you gonna have to beat me when he went back to Cleveland?
I think he did when he got to the finals in a couple of them games.
I'll give you that for sure.
Up until then, when they would rest him a few games like we're seeing now.
I'll give it to you, yeah. That's why I said a sprinkle. I said a sprinkle.
I
said a sprinkle.
Because he didn't have to be that at the game when you got Kyrie and Kevin Love.
Not to mention Kyrie hit the game winning shot.
Yeah.
One LeBron that hit it against Golden State.
I'll give it to you.
Kyrie. So this is why we like doing this shit. Yeah. We don't get to talk about this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So we want to let y'all know what we think and our differences of opinions, which I hope y'all enjoy.
Yeah, sure.
So that's why I want to put that out there. So let's get off the NBA talk for a little bit. Actually, hold on. Let's stay on real quick. Who do y'all think is gonna win championship?
Oh, I don't know.
With all the additions and everything to trade them.
That's what I need to see. I need to see.
I gotta know. Big country. Who you got, baby? Who you got, man?
I mean, I rock with the Milwaukee Bucks, man.
I respect that.
All the way to the shit, man. Okay. I mean, I don't think the combination in Philly, they didn't work it out yet with Embiid and Simmons. No. It's a nice duo.
Yeah, but they need something.
They need something missing, man. Yeah. I mean, they got a good coach, they got a young core, but just not glued up yet. But Milwaukee, man, ain't no one stopping the freak.
I'll give it to you.
And then they got Middleton, Brogdon, Bledsoe. You know what I'm saying? Silva. And they got Budenholzer. He's a good coach coming from the Spurs tree. So, I mean, I don't think Toronto, they make much of noise without Kawhi there, but
they'll make a run, but they'll
make a run, but 7-game series, man. I think Milwaukee's gonna have it.
Yeah,
5 or 6.
I'll give it to you. That's a respectable team. I don't know who I got.
Really?
I don't, man, because those trades. I want to see how the trades play out, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, they gonna go woo, but you got to see how that mesh goes. But I give it to you.
Clippers just got some people.
I give it to you about the Bucks. Clippers got
the best bench.
That's my pick.
They got a deep. They got a deep.
They're so deep right now.
But we don't know how it's gonna work though.
I agree with you. They're just so deep, and we haven't even seen them like
play
full strength yet, bro. Like that's crazy.
And they got a good bench. My man Lou Will from the A coming
they got
out 6 man.
They got Marcus now. Oh my goodness, they are stacked, bro.
Beverly, lockdown defender.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to, man, but
they got all the wing defenders. Beverly, Paul, Kawhi.
Oh, it's mad. I want to, man.
I apologize, Lakers. I'm sorry. I went with y'all earlier to pick y'all for. My mind's changed, like Stephen A. My mind's changed.
I want to, but I need to see how that's gonna play because it's nice and it's they run like the old Spurs. They got a whole second team, but I need to see how it's handled.
They don't even have to run that whole second team.
They don't.
Bless you. They don't have to run it. They could. Kawhi should be rested. Paul George should be rested by then.
Yeah.
They can play big minutes during the playoffs. That's what they're man.
I don't mind seeing a Clippers Bucks finals.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
I think they'll go 5 to 7 games.
I think it'll go full. I think it'll go full 7. I think it'll go full 7.
Probably if NBA wants the money, they'll make it happen.
That's what I was gonna say. I think that'll happen.
Man, I really want to go with the Clippers. I like the Bucks because they solid. But the Clippers, man, I want to see, and I was riding with the Clippers from day one, since PG and Kawhi got together. But those additions, I need to see how they. And Dr. Costa do it though. Dr. Costa make it work.
He definitely is.
Yeah. So Dr. Costa make it work. So.
Alright, man. So this has been. So we're gonna skip over a couple things. One, because I really want to get into Big Country since he's up here. We want to take our time with him, get to let y'all know him a little better. So we're gonna skip over a couple things. We'll probably cover them later on different segments. But what I really want to talk about is D-Wade, D-Wade and Gab Union, and how they've been handling their child's decision.
What did they change his name to?
Zaya.
Zion.
I thought it was. It's not Zaire or something.
Maybe it was Zaire.
They switched a couple of the last letters.
I thought Zaire was the one playing with LeBron's son.
Oh, I don't know.
But her name is Zaya. I'm gonna say it like D-Wade. I'm saying just so I'm not being disrespectful. Her name is now Zaya. I forget what it is. But also, you know, he's been prolific to put his opinion out there. Boosie put out there, and I can't not say fully. I don't disagree with him entirely. What are y'all thoughts on this? And
what are your thoughts?
And I'll answer. But this is what I'm gonna throw out there. What are y'all thoughts, and how would you handle it? So my thoughts is, I appreciate D-Wade and Gabby taking their time and researching this. And also, because you know, today's day and age, there's a lot of information out there. Also, people that's willing to communicate more and give you that information. So I'm really appreciative that they've gone through that, and I think they're doing right by helping their daughter feel comfortable with her decision. I don't know how far they're gonna go with this. But if they're going as far as what Boosie is saying, as to chop off the extremities,
the anatomy,
thank you. I think that's too far. Because his daughter, I believe, is only the age of 12 or 13. Still a very young time.
Yes,
and that's when you just still kind of finding out, like,
who you are.
Yeah, like who you are. I find boys attractive, or I find girls attractive, things like that. Sometimes it happens earlier, sometimes it happens later. You know, so I think it's still early. So I don't think they should do that, in my personal opinion. I don't think they should do that right now if that's how far that they're wanting to, or Zaya's wanting to go. I think they should have her wait at least until the age of 18 when she knows a lot more, can do a little bit more research herself, experience things to go through along that journey at the age of 18, because by that time, you know, she should be able to make form my own opinion, or I think they should wait till that long. So I respect what they're doing. I admire them for what they're doing, because I was just thinking how I would handle that if my son came and did that to me. And, you know, my first opinion, just because this is how I react, I would do a stupid joke, because that's how my defense mechanism was, something that would come up. But then I think I would kind of follow his blueprint of how Gavin D-Wade's doing, research it. Maybe at me being a heterosexual male, I'm gonna put it out there like, yo, why don't you try this first before you go full on and changing the name and everything like that. And I think that's how I would handle it, because that's still my blood, that's still my son, that's still my child at the end of the day. So I could not stand if somebody was to make fun of him if that's his choice.
For sure.
So that's how I would try. So
Fit Country.
I mean,
is it okay if we call you Fit Country?
I like the name for you, bro. I'm sorry if you don't like it, bro.
Do you want Big Country or Fit Country?
I mean, most of my friends just call me Kendall back in the day, but Big Country is cool.
We always call it.
Big Country's cool too, man. That's for the Instagram, that's for my Facebook.
So we're gonna call you Kendall or Big Country.
You know what I'm saying? They call me Blade Runner.
I like that. Yeah.
Man, Mr. 5K.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Listen to
change the social media, man.
I'm calling you Blade Runner. I like that, Blade Runner.
My uncle calls me that.
Okay. Is that cool if I call you Blade Runner?
Nah, it's Big Country or Kendall.
Big Country. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know, I don't have any kids in myself. But when I didn't do a bunch of research on the story, but I saw a couple, like I saw the Boosie clip, and then like you said, man, I think you gotta respect them for not like bashing their kid or telling them to do this and this. They're rolling with it right now. I think they approved the decision, I guess, right now. And it's wrong with it, name change. Wherever the kid feels comfortable with, that's what they want to do, I think. Like you were saying, I wouldn't take it that far either, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the Boozy clip, he was saying your kid's only 12 to 13. How do you know which way do you want to go yet? You know what I'm saying? In a couple years, you might like girls again, or you might like boys, whatever way you want to go, but you're still young. So I wouldn't go. Yeah, then it'd be too late at that point once you had that done. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they should hold off on that part. But then in the meantime, this constant communication and research, and not saying restrict your kid just because of that decision, but just have an open relationship with your kid and follow along and check in and just be active in the life. And then, like I said, I do commend them for doing a bunch of research in the community and agreeing with the decision of the kid, which, I mean, in my opinion, that is a young age to be making, but then that's a lot mature for a person that young too to actually go to your parents. Because some people, they might not even tell your parents until later on, 20, 30, or 40, but you know, that's what I think about it. I mean, it's not either way. I don't have any kids, so it's hard for me to go which way. But I respect it and admire the decision for them too. You know, like I said, that's their child, so they gonna rock with their own blood. Mm-hmm. So that's my views.
Yeah, I agree with the both of you. As being probably the only one up here who parent still thinks that he's gay to this day. Like my dad still thinks I'm gay. Yeah. So. It amazes me the approach that they took, right? And I commend them. I understand in today's day and age it's more acceptable than when we grew up. So I appreciate them as a parent, not only to understand, but also to somehow make it okay in a protective way. Because that's all we can do, right?
Absolutely. You don't want this owner. Make a decision. You're out of the family.
Yeah. My thing lies is when I first heard it, I think they said that Zaya knew that the boy wanted to be a girl at 3 years old. I didn't even know about sex until I was like 12. Like until I started, feeling these, I kind of like her type joints. Mm-hmm. So when they said that he knew that he wanted to be a girl at 3, I'm just like, damn, what the fuck was he exposed to? Like, how? Like at 3? Yeah. Like 3? My son 5 and don't know nothing about sex. He's still learning about his private parts, and he don't even know that those are private. Because we have that talk, but he likes walking around the house naked as his dad does. He is his father's child. Yep. So my kid upstairs. So like he knows not to do it in public, but when he's at home, he knows that he's comfortable, right? So I'm like, what the fuck was this kid exposed to know at 3 years old I want to be a girl? And then the gay parades at 5 to 6, I think, and I'm just like that's kind of crazy. Like, so. And this is coming from the only person that I believe who parent thought that they are still gay. I know for a fact that even if my father was Gabrielle and Dwayne Wade, I wouldn't be exposed to anything like that. I'm sorry, if they were accepting as Dwayne and Gabrielle, I wouldn't be exposed to that. So that's my only issue is like, what upbringing did this boy have? Like, what was he exposed to at 3 to make him like, I want to be a girl? And maybe he's just that advanced. I will never put that past anybody.
So it didn't happen, but I remember like even, I don't know if it was a year ago, maybe even 6-5 months ago, but there were those pictures that came out where he had the nails on and stuff. Remember that? And the heels before the story broke. So I'm like, I think this was
his experience, yeah. Like, I want to be fancy and I want to look good and I want to get praised. Like, that's the type of stuff. And there is a family that I know, I'm not going to put their name out, but they allowed their son to get fingernail polish. But they refuse to accept, if he were to be gay, they would refuse to accept him as being gay. But you're allowing him to...
But you opened the door,
and that's where I'm questioning Dwayne and his previous wife. Or is that Gabrielle's? That's not Gabrielle's son. He had that before.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay,
I'm not sure.
But that's where I'm questioning like the parenting. Like, what the? How? So that's my only thing. I'm not. I'm not saying that Boosie's wrong. I'm not saying that Dwayne's wrong. We don't know as parents what the fuck we are doing. We don't. There's no manuscript for every single child. We don't know. We're figuring out.
There's really no blueprint for this.
We're figuring out as this, not even the minute, not the day, as the second go.
Yep.
So I commend both of them. I respect Dwayne and Gabrielle's approach. I respect and honor Boosie's saying and his words. Neither one of them are wrong because we don't know what the fuck we doing. We don't. So only thing that I'm questioning is what was he supposed to do?
So my follow-up, how would you handle it?
Oh, how at 3 years old, I would have just pushed it off. We wouldn't have been going to no grade parades at 5. None of that. Now, if he came to me, I think Zaya's now 13, 14. That sound about right. 12. Okay. So if he or she would have told me at 12, when you start figuring out yourself, okay, cool, all right. So let me look into it. But I would never shun my son or my daughter away. Because I know what that feels like. Mm-hmm. Like I to the T, from whoopings to counseling with family members, just and not being gay. Not being gay at all. I know what it feels like. So
it's funny, like we talk about this stuff now, and it's like how we would keep stuff when we were younger. Mm-hmm. Like I remember when I was younger, I used to like NSYNC back in the day when I was younger, but that was frowned upon.
Yeah.
At our school that we went to, like public schools, a lot of public schools was frowned upon. It like if you were a boy and you were just like, hey, I like you.
Yeah.
You suspect. Questionable.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
roll the window up.
Yeah. He's like, hey, change the station real quick, Dad.
Hey, we had the old school car to get the roll the window up.
But it's funny, like as we got older and we found out other people, a lot of our other friends, they're just like, yo, like they like the same thing. They even did talent shows where they were. I was just like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, like
you telling me that this is cool?
Yeah, I was like, really? I was like, man, we would have got heckled. We would have been made fun of so bad.
I didn't even know.
I was just like, damn.
I didn't even know my friends in high school, like Sean. I did not know that they liked Dragon Ball Z anime. I didn't know that Shaw collected Yu-Gi-Oh cards until he told me how he met my brother.
I had Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
I thought it was
Pokemon.
Like
I thought it was gay because my dad used to say it was gay.
I didn't know how to play the game.
Oh no, I didn't know how to play the game.
I never went to. I just wanted all that.
I knew how to play Yu-Gi-Oh though, but you know a certain amount of people you can play with.
Yeah.
Because you don't go around school like who wants to play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Like Pogs. My dad said I was gay because I collect Pogs.
I used to love Pogs, man.
Like I didn't know that this was okay. Like, and of course we didn't talk about it openly.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Like that when you get older, you discover this, which is why we're like going backwards. Was like let Zaya experience some things first before you do that. Like I said, I don't know what the decision was or is or will be, but hopefully they don't do that to the anatomy until
later on.
Until she just more understanding of the situation, I guess.
For sure.
So to move on, I just want to apologize to everybody. So reason why we didn't have the episode last week was because my daughter had surgery on her hand. She was born with the extra thumb, so we had that done a couple weeks ago, and we had to skip a couple shootings just so I could be with her, and then we just had a couple other things. So I just wanted to apologize about that.
Don't worry about that, bro.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you know, we try to be consistent as we can. So we keep this thing moving, and so we keep everybody interested. So I just wanted to, you know, apologize to everybody for that, for the delay. But like I said, we're back. We got our guy here with us this episode that we're going to find out a little bit more about, because like I said, back in the day, this guy was big country. Now we switching him to thick country.
He said he don't like it. He said big country.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. we trying to change the name and you don't like it. That's what I'm saying. But that's why we changing the name. But we tried.
Before we get there, shout out to all the fathers, man.
Oh, definitely.
Shout out to all the fathers.
Definitely.
And I don't want to leave the mamas out, but especially love to the fathers, because
the real fathers.
Yeah, the real, not the ones who just applied the seed.
Right.
We're talking about the ones that are constantly
and just put up stuff for social media.
Yeah,
I can't stand it.
I can't either. But shout out, you made me think about that because even without you telling me that you didn't want to shoot, I'm like, yo, let's not shoot.
Yeah.
Because I know how that goes. So shout out to the real fathers that actually are in their kids' lives and love on them and want to be there every step of the way.
Have your kids had surgery?
Fat had a hernia. So it was in and out, but she was not happy about that shit.
Did she get put under?
Yeah.
How did y'all deal with it?
Well, Fat was.
I'm just curious because.
Yeah. So they were trying to figure out because Fat, she's smart as hell. Like my daughter's like advanced. She's one of those. I'm smart, but I don't want to show it until I have to. Mm-hmm. They were trying to figure out what flavor to give her. And it was like, does she like bubble gum? Does she like grape? And she was like, I like bubble gum. And this was when she was like 2. Like, I like bubble gum. Like, don't ask my daddy. I'm here. Like, so then she was like, then the nurse asked, does she get cold or is she normally hot? But she's like, I like to be warm. Like, it was one of those things. So she took care of the questions. At 2. So at 2. But when they actually put the mask on her, I was like, let's sing our ABC, because she was nervous. I was like, let's sing our ABCs and then 1, 2, 3s. And she was like, she took the mask off. She said, Daddy, this not taste like bubble gum. But then I was like, baby, you got to keep the mask on. Let's do our ABC. So I'm holding her, A, B, C, D, E. So we got to Z and she would start going off because she kept taking the mask off. But then we did the 1, 2, 3s and she was out by 8.
See, they do it different now. So at least the place that we went to, the hospital we went to. So I told you we had to wait. So we waited an hour and a half after the expected surgery time, right? And my daughter could not eat from 10:30 on that previous night. So we're going on about
8 hours.
13. This is about
shit.
13 hours now, but she hasn't eaten. So luckily they had like these little pool wagons that you could pull your baby around in around the hospital, and that calmed her down a lot to the point where she actually took a nap. Now what they did is that they said that they offer like a little extra sedative if you want it. That helps with people with babies or children that have like separation anxiety. Like if they just spaz out if you leave the room or something. So we were just like, is that a common thing? Like, do people get that? Like, does it help? Like, what's the reaction or what's the results with that? They said, yeah, typically, like, if we give it to them, but then 15, 20 minutes, they're just pretty much relaxed, they're calm. A lot of times they go to sleep. So when we put the mask on, they're not scared. So we was like, all right, let's go ahead and try it. So we did it. Like I said, she was already asleep. And she stayed asleep throughout the whole process.
Oh, that's sweet.
When we wheeled her back, they asked us if we wanted, because they don't want us back there.
Yeah.
They don't want you back there now. When they put the mask on, but they asked us, like, you want to give her hugs and kisses.
Oh, they did? So they don't let you hold her? Oh man, that's fucked up.
When they got to that point, bro, like my wife, and that's why I was kind of interested with my wife. She was just like, I know she was about to tear up. So I was like, nah, we're good. We're just going, she's out. Let's get out of here. So my wife was like, yeah, let's go right now. So I was just like, man. I was like, that's crazy, but at the same time, like, it didn't hit until that moment. Like,
that
my baby's about to go on.
Yeah.
Like, even though it was a small surgery like that, I knew she was gonna be okay. That's just like as a parent, even like if you're an uncle or whatever like that, you don't want to see your kid go through something like that.
When she woke up, how did she feel?
She was cool. She was mad. She was mad as hell.
She was mad as hell.
Yeah, she was mad as hell. She was more mad about the IVs and stuff. Like, she just wanted it out. Yeah, so she just kept tugging on it and stuff like that. And I was just like, baby, you can't do that. She was mad.
Yeah.
She was so angry. Not only that, but like, we're going like 15 hours without eating now, man.
Angry.
So yeah, you're gonna be mad if people putting things in you when you ain't eat.
That's how Stasia, she was hot when she woke up. I'm just like, baby, you gotta calm down. Like, so it was an in and out surgery. So by the time she was waking up, she woke up and then they started pulling stuff out. But she was cooking.
It was the same. It was the same.
And that's what's crazy, because I think Stasia still remembers the experience. Like, even though she doesn't remember the whole experience, but when I go under, she'll come in and she'll be like, don't worry. Like, she'll sing me a song and I'm just like, all right, cool. Nah, I'm good. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Man. So my bad, we got sidetracked. I just wanted to share that story a little bit while we had to skip an episode. But like I said, we're back. So let's get into Kendall.
Yes, sir.
Kendall, big country, man. It's good to see you back home, brother. I'm glad you hit us up. It was always wanting to come through, man. We've been wanting to have you on for a while.
Yes.
So I'm glad we can finally make this
Better than
happen.
the Skype idea.
Yeah.
Sure, definitely. So since you left here, from Cincinnati, that was back in 2011.
2011 when I graduated. June 11, 2011 is when I graduated from Cincinnati State.
Yeah.
And about 2 months after that, I dipped out.
Yep.
We've noticed, and I'm sure if y'all go to his IG page, this guy's been running
Crazy.
everywhere.
Faithful.
Like y'all think Forrest Gump got some
Got some
running
miles on
ability?
it.
Yeah.
Gotta have to prove
This
it.
dude,
Yeah.
this dude does it on the daily. So, like, how did you get interested in that stuff? Like, what made you want to start running?
Well, it's a long story. I'll give you the short version. So, all of us have been active, working out in the gym. One of my good friends, man, David Alexander. I don't know if you guys watched the Big Brother show, but
Yeah.
he was the black guy on there.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
I grew up with him, man.
Oh, word.
He was on the show. You know what I'm saying? He's big time now, 50,000 followers, man.
That's what's up.
So we used to work out at LA Fitness, and we're just walking by. I don't know if you guys ever did the spin room before.
Yeah.
Stationary bikes, man.
Yeah,
But
that shit kicks
I
ass, man.
always heard bad things about like, yo, don't go in that room. It's hell. You know what I'm saying? Like that workout will kill you. So we kept walking by, and then one day like, hey man, you want to try something new? We'll do some cardio. So we took the spin class for one time. Took the spin class only for an hour. Like 20 miles, 600 calories.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. We'll come back tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's not that bad. Your ass hurts for a while because you sit on the seat. You get used to it. So we kept doing that for like 2-3 weeks, and then my homeboy David, he's real competitive and like driven. Like you want to have a purpose behind your workouts. He's like, yo, what we doing here? What's the purpose? And then he was like, hey man, what's this? We go run a 5K. And I've been playing basketball my whole life.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm used to sprints and suicide. I don't run 5K. I don't know how many miles it is. He's like, it's 3 miles. I was like, all right, cool. We can try it. So we get online, sign up for this race. It was my first race. I'll never forget it. It was February 18, 2015.
That's cold.
Yeah, it was. They actually just ran the race again last weekend, but I didn't run it. It was called the Atlanta Mission for the Homeless. You pay $30, you get a little bib, free T-shirt, and you run. It gets time. My first race, my time was like 39 minutes. And I was like, this is, and I couldn't even run 3 miles without stopping. So I had to run a mile, stop, and then after that, man, I was talking the other day before I came up here. I said that I just got the bug. I was like, man, this is kind of cool, man. It takes the place from me doing basketball practice and the regimen I have with basketball. The running replaces it. And we ran that race in February, and I don't think we ran another one until April. So this is 2 races, and then between them, I'm doing more of the cycling classes 2-3 times a week, losing the weight, and actually, to me, I actually have a purpose and a game plan when I go to the gym because, when we were younger, I didn't know proper weight, how we was going in there, mess around, throw some weights around, improper form. You might gain some muscle, might lose some weight, but then you go eat some bad food and shit. So you had a bad balance. So I was learning about the eating, the hydration, the running gear that you need, the shoes, the shorts. A watch is real key. Heart rate monitor. The whole thing. I started doing some more research, getting into it, and then I want to say 2016, me and my homeboy Dave, we're still working out, doing these races, and we ran into this run group down in Atlanta. It's called Movers and Pacers, man. You can follow them on Instagram at Movers and Pacers. Okay. It's a big run group that this guy, real cool guy's name is Chaos. He just started, you don't have to pay to join your run group or anything. He has the social media, and then people just start meeting up downtown Atlanta and just go run Peachtree Street and stuff like that. And then I joined that run group and met a bunch of people that had the same passion and kind of learning from running that I did.
That's what's up.
So we kept doing that, man. The years go on. I ran my first 10K in 2017, which is 6 miles, so it's double in the 5K.
Right.
So I was like, okay, we did a couple of those, and then the next thing up is a half marathon.
Oh man,
13.1.
I can't do that. I can do a 5-10K, but I can't do
this was March 19th, 2018. Was my first half marathon. I'm thinking like, this is big time, right? So I called my pops. We came down. I had like friends waiting at the finish line. It was my first one in the city of Atlanta, and we ran that half marathon, man. And I just been running 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons ever since. And I came up here last year and ran the Cincinnati Flying Pig half marathon. And I ran that one, and then looking into doing full marathons. I was like, yo, this is the coup de grace. You know what I'm saying? It's the holy mecca. You have to run a full marathon at some point
to get knighted.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'll be back up here in May to run the Cincinnati Flying Pig, the full marathon downtown on May 3rd. I'll be back up here to not only try to run it, but I'm gonna complete that thing across the finish line, man. So running for me, man, is just a therapy for me. I really want to. Some people have to do the therapy like gym or yoga or something like that. For me, man, when I put those headphones in and put the shoes on, man,
you locked in.
I'm just locked in and loaded.
That's what's up. That's nice, man.
It's definitely. And the major thing I tell people too, that people are like, oh, why do you pay to run, or why do you run? For me, and if you would have asked me 10 years ago, yo, Kendall, like, you ever gonna run a full marathon? I would say, fuck no, you crazy. but I think in everybody's, in us three, there's always a challenge that you want to do that you never thought you would want to do. And for me, it's like, every day is a challenge and training and getting better, so I enjoy the process of the actual race. So when I get to race day,
it's just a victory.
It's just victory, you know. You get a medal put over your head and stuff like that, and I always like proving to myself that I never would have thought I would have been running a marathon. And then throughout this whole process, I met a bunch of people that like running.
That's what's up.
Traveled to different cities and different states to go running. I ran in like 4 different states. I ran in Houston, I ran in North Carolina, Atlanta, Columbus, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? The races, you get to travel. So that's the cool thing I like about running, man. And, you know what I'm saying? I don't see myself stopping anytime soon unless my legs is working, man. And if you have a solid community behind you and people that support you and support you, man, you know what I'm saying? That's what I like to do nowadays, man.
That's great.
So you got any tips for anybody that might want to get into this, man?
I mean, it's definitely not easy. I know that part. I would say I had an ex-roommate that I just moved out with after 5 years. I tried to get him to go running, but I understand it's not everybody's preference to go running and then dishing out a bunch of money. One thing I do tell people about, if you want to race and you pay, most of it is donation driven. So the money that you do for the homeless that goes to, it's always a cause, like Parkinson's disease. I do breast cancer runs, so I'm just not doing some run to fill 3J's pockets on Saturday afternoon. You know what I'm saying? You're actually going towards something. You can tax write it off as a donation at the end of the season. But definitely, you have to train for it. You just can't wake up out of bed and go run a full marathon on a Sunday. But like I said, if you're getting started into running, just do your research, hydrate, eating, equipment, your gear, and it's always I run by myself sometimes because in my run group, everybody's not doing full marathons, so I have to do a separate training, go run 10, 12, 15 miles by myself. But most of the time, if you have a group with you, it actually helps because they'll motivate you, inspire you to keep you going, man. So I would say a couple things, like I said, the eating, the equipment, find a run community, whatever state that you live in, man, and just give it your all, man. It's something that is more rewarding to me doing the whole process, and when you cross the finish line, all that hard work for 6 months to a year is going to pay off at the end of the finish line.
That's great, man.
That's what's up, man.
I know when I was running, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I know when I was running track, my coach was real big on carb loading. The day before. I
do that the night before I go to Olive Garden. The pre-race meal. All you can eat breadsticks, pasta.
I didn't know that was still the thing with all the advanced technology.
And funny thing is, when I first started running, I thought it was the complete opposite. Run on an empty stomach so I could go faster. Really? I learned real quick that wasn't the way to go.
Your ass.
I was thinking the way my flock. I'm still learning now. Don't eat. My stomach's not gonna be full. Gone. And then after a while, cramps and you have no energy. So then I found out, you eat the night before and then wake up in the morning, I have a banana and a bottle of water and then you're good to go. So definitely.
I didn't know. I haven't thought about run-ins. I'm
gonna hit you up because the one run I did was the color run, which I had a blast with. So I ran with a bunch of friends, and it was a good time. Like, they throw color at you. We had a good time. Then they had a party where
that's when you like a white T-shirt, and then they throw like paint. It's not paint. Glows. It looks like powder. Powder. They had those all over too.
Yeah, man, that was a blast. So I would like to do something like that again. And shout out to Flexecution Snoop who put me through work at the gym, man. When I tell you,
when you come to the gym with me, man.
When we get some time, bro, our schedules are so different.
Yeah.
I went with him at 1 in the morning. Yeah. We didn't get done till about 3:30. So that got
you guys sign up for the 5K, man.
Man, don't you do that to me?
It's in May, man. We got some time.
Man, listen.
I just got back, and let me tell you.
You got 2 months.
No, baby.
Man, I haven't.
My mom just turned 60 and she's running it.
Good. I'll meet y'all.
Run/walk.
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Finishing up the show, you know, with the segments. I gotta ask you, bro. What was your favorite place that you ran so far?
I mean, my favorite place is, I do a lot of races. I mean, I've done up to like 46, 47. Damn, I keep all my medals, keep all the little bibs, and actually made like a collage.
Like a mural?
Like a mural collage.
Yeah.
And I got, there's 28 of them on there, and then the next batch I'm going to do another one. So I'm going to have like a little wall of running, probably retire my shoes, get them cased and everything. So it's like my little memorabilia wall for myself.
Yeah.
Like I said, I ran in Houston, I ran in Charlotte, I ran in Atlanta. The favorite race, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Peachtree Road Race. It's the biggest 10K in the world, 65,000 people.
They go all the way down to the colleges and all that.
You start in Lenox Mall, and you run down to Piedmont Park, but you run on Peachtree Road, 6 miles. Okay. 65,000 people. So I ran it 2 years. I ran the 49th one, and then last year, with 2008, was the 50th anniversary, so I ran that one. And I would say that race would be my favorite because not because it's the largest 10K in the whole world. Oh, it is. Everybody just comes together, you know, from all over the world, because in that race they actually have world runners that come in. They use them like for Olympic time trials, and like, you know, people from Ethiopia, Ghana. People from all over the world run this race, and they're all in Atlanta downtown. Obviously, they're faster, so they let them go first. They have different waves from A all the way to Z. Z being the walkers, you know. So I like that race. And then my second favorite race would actually be the Atlanta Falcons 5K.
I never heard that one.
But definitely with that one, I like it because you finished inside the stadium. So you run out. You run 2.8, 2.9 miles outside Atlanta, and then the Arthur Blank, the owner of the Falcons, he allows for you to run in through the entrance, or like when the players come out onto the field, and the finish line's on the 50-yard line.
Oh, that's sweet.
So that's just real cool because a lot of people run it and then you get it going inside a football stadium.
That's dope.
So, I mean, those are my two favorite races. I ran with my uncle, which I didn't know this until a couple years ago. My uncle on my dad's side is actually a runner for a long time too, and I came down there one year. He's like, "Hey, you want to do this half marathon in Houston?" So that was pretty cool to share experience with my uncle, running with him for a couple miles. He's 61 years old, and I'm sorry to say, but he did beat me that race. Yeah, he's been running for a while, but that was just cool to share experience with my family member. Right. And I would say those are probably my three favorite races, man. But each race is different. Elevation, weather plays a factor, and definitely your preparation for the race plays a factor. But each race is a new challenge, man. But I said those are my three favorite races that I've ran so far. But I try to switch it up. So this year I'm running a Thanksgiving half marathon I never ran before. Like I said, run the Cincinnati full marathon. So I try to switch it up and keep it new, so don't recycle the same races every year. Try to maybe go different. So maybe Chicago, Boston, New York marathon in the future, man. So definitely want to stamp my passport around the United States and collect the medals.
Man, I remember it had to be like 2 years ago, man. Sarah challenged me to get off the couch and run a mile. And I was like, she's like, you can't do it in under 6 minutes. And you remember I ran a 4:20 in high school of a mile. And I'm like, yeah, I can make it in 6 minutes. You tripping. You don't say my name. Like, off the couch. And the kids go to school a mile from where we live at. I'm like, man, you tripping. Get the fuck out of my face. And she was like, if you do it, you can go anywhere you want. Like, anywhere. Man, I started stretching. I finished that son of a bitch in 8 minutes and 22 seconds. I was so mad. I was like, man, get the fuck. And I was listening. The thing is, I was trying to keep track of time because I had my Bluetooth going, and I was listening to Outkast. And I was just like, you know, if I can finish it in like 4 songs, I'm good. Because the normal song is like 2 minutes. Like, sorry, I got it. I forgot I was listening to Outkast, and Outkast actually puts length in their music. And I'm just like, man, I got this shit. Listen to Bombs Over Baghdad. And I'm like, what time? To my head, I'm like, what's the time? She's like, you gotta get here first. So I'm like, a street away. And she was like, 8:10, 8:11. I'm like, oh
hell. You dumb pass.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But yeah, she got video of it. I was hot. I'm like, man, goddamn. But I just knew I was gonna make it in 6. But that's the last time I ran. It had to be like 2-3 years ago.
Hey man, it's hard work.
Funny, yeah, man. It is. Don't judge me, Shaw.
Hey, no judgment this way at all, brother.
But let's go ahead, Shaw. My bad.
So before we move on to the segments, you want to shout out?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah. Social media.
People know where they can find you, man.
It's big_country45, man. Like they said, man, I reside in the A-Town. On the north side, man, is where I stay at, man. Give me a follow if you want to I post some little motivational inspiration.
Yes.
You know, I listen to a lot of Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, Gary V, CT Fletcher. Yeah. I listen to a bunch of people, man, post about it, man, and I've kind of gone away from this posting your average. You would see a lot of my posts on my Instagram are about my running and the community work that I do in Atlanta. I just really don't post a lot of stuff that normal people would post, like fashion stuff. I kind of have purpose and meaningful.
Yeah, for sure. He sure do.
Definitely, I know people that be hitting me up about running and stuff like that. If I do too, so I wanted to kind of keep it going because you never know when the next runner might come along. That way, Legos. That way.
Yeah, man. Big country, man. We love him. We've been cool for years upon years. Even when he moved, we still stayed in contact somehow. God bless.
Yeah.
So we love having you here, man.
Absolutely, brother. So 2 segments.
Yes.
First off, we're gonna start off with what you looking at.
It's okay for you to guess.
Yeah, we're gonna explain it to you first.
Oh, what I'm looking at right now, man. What I'm looking at is the city of Atlanta.
Okay.
And in the aspect that I do listen to a lot of sports radio, and I don't know how you guys feel about it, but Atlanta's booming right now in all major sports, man. And what I mean by young major sports, we have a young Atlanta Braves baseball team.
That's going to be killing it next year, yeah.
Freddie Freeman, you know what I'm saying? We just got a stacked lineup. Our soccer team already got 1 championship in the bag. Atlanta United, we won 2018. We got a good Falcon squad. We just, kind of a little couple bad breaks after the Super Bowl, but you know what I'm saying, better than another team I know. We won't go into that. But and then we have if
the Patriots come back from 28 down, right?
Yeah.
You ain't shit, Shaw. Shut up.
Win a playoff game first over there.
Yeah, you right. But 28 down. Y'all got Julio and Matt Ryan.
But
who's our quarterback?
I'm not jumping in on this. Don't you put me in there.
And then obviously with the most famous ones, man, we got Ice Trey down with the Atlanta Hawks, man, and our young core, man. Yeah. So I have conversations in Atlanta with my friends right now that we are sports wise, in my opinion, that we good. We lock down players. We got Trey Young, Cam Reddish, Kevin Herter. And just all sports across, man. I think Atlanta is not just only the busiest airport, millions of people. It takes you an hour to get from.
Man, y'all need to.
It takes you an hour to get from downtown Atlanta to the other side of downtown Atlanta. It takes you an hour.
That shit.
It's crazy in Atlanta's traffic. I live 30 minutes away from the city, and unless someone's dying or I get invited to a birthday dinner, I don't touch inside of 285 unless I have to. I stay on my side of town because I'm not dealing with traffic, man. So definitely,
I can walk.
Shouts out to Atlanta. I just say that we have a secure, hopefully, we don't have the championships yet, but I think ownership and stuff is setting up for Atlanta to be a good sports town for years to come with all the young talent that we locking down. That's what it's caught my eye, man, for the past while, man.
Going to the shit. Going to the shit.
What about you, baby?
I am looking at my meal plan. Man. Because I just hit, and a lot of y'all know I used to be, I think the heaviest I was when I was working out was 220. I got sick. Yeah, I got sick, and I dropped down to 170. I am just now hitting 180. And I have been stuffing my face, but it's been healthy foods, and I've been taking shakes, and I'm just like, man, what is going on? I need something. Like I need something. So I just broke 180 last week. I'm at 183 probably. And I'm just like, man, I need something. And I'm not one of those big. I'm trying to stay away from just indulging in meat because I'm starting to understand the research behind it. So I eat 4 meals a day, not including the shakes. So I eat 4 meals a day, and 2 is probably pushing it. Of those meals are meat, and I don't include fish and meat, but I probably should. But it's either fish or vegetables. And like in the morning, I don't eat meat because I need that nutrition.
It takes you a lot of time to digest it too.
So I try to stay away from meat unless it's either lunch and or dinner if I'm having it for 2 meals. But my first meal and my last meal does not consist of meat at all, so I can digest. And I eat a salad in between just so I can help digest. And I'm just like, man, what is going on? Like, I don't want to start eating those big ass 1,000-calorie shakes because then that's just gonna help that's not gonna help my stomach because then I'm just gonna get bloated. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, I need to figure out a good medium
that works for you.
Yeah, and I can't. I'm so frustrated.
Good thing is it's called Google. You can research.
I'm trying, man. It's just like what is working? Because I don't want to just indulge in food and then I get that gut like I did and then I have to lose it. So it's just like fuck.
Trust me, I understand, brother. Trust me. Right there with you.
So what you looking at, Sophie?
I'm looking at, man. I'm trying to. So like I said, I worked out with Flexecution the other day. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to get back on a better regimen. I'm trying to become more of a morning person. Not just because of working out, but also for my job, for my kids, things like that. Getting them ready in the morning, things like that. I'm not a morning person at all.
For sure.
I'm more of a night owl, which doesn't work with my job or my workout regimen that I'm going to start. What inspired me to do that was I heard when the situation happened with Cole, I heard that his day used to start at 4:30 every day, 4:30 a.m. So that's my goal I'm looking for because that actually works my schedule. I can get up at 4:30, go to the gym, hit it for about an hour, get back in time, help the kids get ready to go to the babysitter, go to the grandparents, wherever they're going, get myself together for work because I work 45 minutes away from home. So that would be an absolute perfect time. My only thing is I need to get to bed earlier. Yeah. I need to become more of a morning person. Mm-hmm. My whole thing is that's the thing, man. I'm a gamer. We have friends that are gamers as well, and that's the only time they get home. Is at nighttime. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do too. And that's the thing, man. We get so involved, and once things start rolling, you just lose track of time.
One more game.
That's what it is, bro.
And it's crazy because I haven't been on the game just for that reason. Because I'm getting up. I'm at the gym at 5 o'clock. And I know y'all going to bed 2 hours before then.
I wake up at 4:30 for work every morning, and I go to bed between. I try to get into bed by 10, so I usually sleep from 10:30 to 4:30. Get a good 6 hours in, but I don't play games because I turn my cable off. I have a 50-inch TV that sits there, the dust collector. Yeah. So I don't watch a lot of TV. I don't play a lot of video games, so I just go to bed.
Yeah, it's a hard transition. I get it because up until what October, I think I was on the game until like 3-4 o'clock with them. So I get it, man. Good luck.
And I just jumped on. Like I said, it's definitely hard because I've been a gamer my whole life. That's one of my stress reliefs. Yeah. Just getting on, being able to get on the game and link up with the boys.
It's all different world.
Exactly. Not only that, but I get to link up with my friends, like, because you don't have that type of thing where you take the game.
Not physically, but you're there virtually.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So for me, that's like a way for me to connect with y'all, and then, like I said, stress relief at the same time. So it's just a transition, man, but I'm going to get to it.
I wish you the best, brother.
Like I said, man, that workout flex at 1 a.m, man.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. I follow him on Instagram too, man.
That's the man. I'm telling you, that's the boy, man.
I thought my training, so you ever see? I don't know. When I saw Creed in Creed 2, when I saw his training regimen, I thought I was doing something wrong.
No, man.
You could take Rocky. You take him out to the desert. Yeah. I was like, that's some.
Yeah.
And I saw he does a bunch of workouts.
Just his knowledge of everything. Yeah, from diets to everything. Like, everything, bro.
Yeah.
It just
And I know him for a long time too. I don't talk to him as much as y'all do, but I remember in the day, I think when I first met him, he was just starting to get into the workout game. I mean, he was not, overweight or nothing, but he was now to where he is now, like a complete 360 night and day. So he definitely put the time in, the research, and that.
And the thing about Flex is he not only knows about his body, but he can help you with yours.
And that's the thing that he was telling me, like when we were working out, he was like, keep in mind, he's like, this is my workout.
Yeah.
This was not designed for you.
Yeah.
He's like, but if you decide, like, he's like, I will put a program together for you, because he's like, even now, like, I haven't worked out like hard in probably since Vegas, to be honest with everybody. That's been a couple of years. So he was like, so this workout, like, I would not have him do part of your program. Like, this is something that I'm doing. So he was like,
not this time, but later on. But this, you can't skip steps. This is the beginning program.
And that's what he was saying. He's like, so for you to be able to keep up with what I'm doing while it's less weight, he was like, I commend you for it, because I did everything that he did. It was just less weight.
Yeah, that's one thing that I pride myself on, is like, I know what works for me, and I can develop a workout for you, but it took me so long to understand, okay, my shoulders are lacking, my back is like, it's not even my top 3 muscles, like, and I didn't even know, but my thighs and my hammies, they grow faster than anything. And it was just like, okay, I need to hit every body part, but I know what body parts to hit hard. And I know, like, my meal plan from 2 years ago can't be my meal plan now, obviously, because it's not fucking working. So, and that's the thing about Flex, man. He knows so much stuff, and I don't know if it's because he just indulged himself into it, but I mean, even though I'm far along, he can probably still help me. And that's one thing I like it.
We definitely can all help each other, man. That's why I say, that's why I love networking.
For sure.
So let's go ahead and end it, man. Staple of the Hall Pass. So I know we've been talking about it, man. You said you even looked it up.
I did some research, because I know you guys ended with the Hall Pass. So I came with some pre-research that I did. I narrowed it down to a couple.
Go ahead,
man. But the one that I picked, man, I'll let you know why before I tell her name, man. As growing up in Atlanta, I've been particular to date mostly black women in my life. Growing up, it's real comfortable for me. I was the only white kid on the basketball team, you know what I'm saying? And I just connected with black women. When I'm saying that, I probably wouldn't date a white woman, or it was just comfortability for me with black women is just comfortable to me, and just gravitate towards them. We have a good connection. So, and watching all these movies growing up, you know what I'm saying? You had your Vivica Foxes, Halle Berrys, and all these black women. But for me, man, when I first started watching some movies, man, this girl, her way in the movies, man, carried herself, the different characters that she played, man. Mine, man, is Megan Good.
I knew it.
The one where I saw with her with the movie with Tyrese. Waist Deep. That movie right there is one that got me. I was like, damn, like.
And she outshined Tyrese in that one.
And I'm not saying that she's not like a top pick for most people, but for me, if I put her there, like, her body is good, like the characters that she played movie on and off the screen, just like I feel like the way she carried herself, man, and then the movies that she do, like they put her in the right roles, and then what's that movie with the Steve Harvey? Think Like a Man. She was in that movie.
Bad in that
movie too, man. Because her character in that movie was the boyfriend, early stage with the bald headed guy. So you know what I'm saying, with her, man, just always had a thing for Megan Good, man. So.
I can't knock you. Her first role was Friday.
And then even in the role with the one where they bought the house from the guy. I don't know if you guys seen. I forgot what it's called. Her and her husband bought the house. I think it was Dennis Quaid that played the old white guy.
Invited guests or something like that.
He sold the house, but he didn't want to leave. So I was like, man, just every role that she plays, man, is just beautiful. So I was like, I'll steal that girl ASAP. I see her.
Said you had a couple, so I know that's your main, but
that's the main one, man.
What was the other debate?
I don't even know. I lost. After I made my one decision, all the other ones are just gone.
Yeah.
Making good, casting shot on
I
all
was
of them.
gonna say you can't go wrong with that one. Yeah,
Go wrong.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
I guess I'll go next since
Yes,
you're
sir.
closing it. I think I'm pronouncing her name right. It's Cilla Body. So I'm gonna go with Celia.
Celia body?
That's what I'm thinking.
Celia body?
So but she.
Could be your body.
I hope so. No, don't. Pause. Pause. But oh shit.
I set that up. You put it right through.
Shit. So she came on. I told you I followed the fit hashtag or whatever. Shut up, Shaw. And her, when I was looking at the hashtag on my Instagram, her thing popped up. I'm like, oh, tag, you're it. So Scylla or Cia or Scylla, you it. I'll put your name and your thing on there. So you're it.
We apologize if we said your name incorrect.
Yeah, I apologize. So I get it.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so mine will be, like I told y'all, I'm a gamer. And I've been trying to research gamers, and there's one group I follow, I forget what's on her page, but one of them she actually chimed in because she started playing Apex. I saw her post up Apex when we was into that for a while. I still play it. So I asked her a question. She actually got back with us. I asked her what her favorite character was. She said Lifeline. I was like, damn.
Oh yeah,
like,
we need that.
I know where you at. I was like, that's cool. So her name is Malicious B. She's a big gamer. She's a big gamer. So that's mine.
You hit me to her. Yeah.
Definitely cool.
Yeah.
So that is our show.
Yes.
That is our show. Episode 29, Eric Berry.
Yeah.
Episode Kendall. Episode, what we going? Big Country. We just gonna keep it classy. Let's keep it with Big Country, man. We definitely appreciate you coming through.
For sure.
I appreciate y'all.
Love, brother, love.
Keep doing your thing.
Yes.
Definitely
Episode
will.
100.
Hey,
Keep
might
moving, man.
have to have you come back for episode 100 or
Let's throw a
something.
big party.
Yeah. I'm
Please
with that.
follow us on all social medias: Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. Mix it up. .513.
For sure.
YouTube video. Subscribe, like, comment, like,
Please,
subscribe
please.
again.
Talk shit and do whatever.
Right. Mix Space It Up 513, and also our podcast. You ain't even gotta see us, look at us if you don't want to. I don't know why you won't want to, but you can listen to all these sexy voices
Oh my goodness.
on Anchor Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify,
What's wrong with this dude?
by searching the Mix It Up logo.
Let y'all finish, please.
That's our show. We love y'all. Peace.
Please.